I'm Langdon Sanders, and I'm a GIS analyst at Sandy Springs. Behind me you can see one of the mapping products that we've created for our Emergency Operations Center, and we're really excited to talk about that today.
Tell me about this project, what you refer to it as, and the genesis, what's behind it.
Well, this is a online, ArcGIS online mapping system that we've created to really facilitate our response to emergency operations. So there isn't really a sort of one name, it's more of a process that we've created to really bring our GIS analysis into the command center of the Emergency Operations Center. But what we're looking at right here, this is a public information map. So it shows the active incidents within the city, but it's just one part of a greater system.
And you worked with which departments to coordinate information?
We worked with all the departments that respond to an emergency. So the GIS team is actually part of the Emergency Operations Center now. So we respond to major events and have representatives here in the center, along with police, fire, and our public works and communications teams. So we're here listening to the same radios, getting the same information, and using that information to create our map products.
You started this project with a certain incident, and what were you tracking?
Our first incident was a winter weather event, and that was in early 2017. And we focused really on just tracking road temperatures to start. It was an intentionally narrow focus just to show where are our current cold spots, not hot spots, that we need to address and treat. So in the city we have salt and sand treatments, but we're in the south, so we don't have the kind of major infrastructure for responding to snow and ice events that you might have in more northern states. So we really actively monitor the temperatures, especially on our bridges. And to do that in the past, we used email, phone calls, those kinds of things. Well, now we're monitoring those using field collections with iPads and sending that information back to the command center through maps. So the very first event was just looking at road temperatures in a winter setting. But during that event we found, hey, we can actually add more components to this and make it more useful. So we started tracking incidents, things like trees falling down, icy conditions in specific spots that need to have extra treatment, and power lines that fell down. So that actually became the central focus of the map in later iterations. So first it started with road temperatures, and then it expanded to include incident tracking.
How do you learn about the different incidents? You had mentioned email and phone calls, but how does the information come in, and then what do you do to push it out?
So before we had our mapping system, information used to come in through emails and phone calls and through the radio, and then it was difficult to kind of pull all together and really see the big picture. So what we do now with our GIS system is we do get the information through the radio. We do still get the information from emails, but it's consolidated into one source so that the incident commander can come in and see everything on a map. They can see everything that's going on across the city without having to go through a list or go through kind of a report mechanism. So we still take a lot of input through those older ways, but we synthesize it onto a central display. That's really the kind of power of what our GIS system does.
You mentioned the different departments, public safety, public works, communications, integrating the information into like a central point. Mm-hmm. Is this available to the public, or is it just internal? It
is now. So that's kind of a part of our process of improving our systems every time. So the very first incident, it was just internal operations. How do we use this to dispatch our crews? Well, then we thought, hey, this is great information, and we're reporting this out anyway through Facebook and Twitter with kind of updates, saying this road is closed, this road is flooding. But that's just one way to get the information. So now we've created a public version of this map, which is actually behind me, and it shows the same information that we have inside the command center. It's just not editable, and it's a little bit cleaner interface for people to view. So then they can open up that map, they can see what's going on in their neighborhood, and so forth.
And so what's the future for the project? Are there other things that you're looking to add to embellish, or is it complete? Or
going forward, we're going to be integrating with other software systems. So when we start using a product called WebEOC, that is going to be our central repository of all the incident data, and it's going to link over to our GIS system. So we don't have to do the entry in GIS, it'll be more of a visualization of our other software. So integration is really one of the key things we're looking at into the future, and then also just improving other kinds of products that we can do on the fly.